Podcast and 1130 Entertainment presents Beyond 1130.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Welcome everyone to another episode of Beyond 1130. Appreciate everyone tuning in, man. Thanks everyone for tuning in here on YouTube so much, man. If you're new to the podcast and you haven't done so already, definitely don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the podcast, and don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. But you guys, like I said, man, grown folks are talking. Another episode of Beyond 1130 is here, man. And yo, we gonna keep the vibes rolling on. We'll be talking sex, parenting, relationships, grown folks talks, man, for real. But I'm not alone, you guys. I got some amazing guests here on this episode that's joining me with me, man. First up, foremost, we're gonna start off with our first guest. She's new to the 1130 podcast. She's down. She's always been supporting Harley. I'm gonna bring her in right now. What's going on with you?
Hey, brother, it's good to be here. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you for everything, for all the support, and for also coming on here on the 1130 podcast. Though, how's everything?
Of course, everything is everything. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you again.
All right. Well, we got Harley here. Also, you guys, a former guest on the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling, man. My guy, Big Smash. What's going on with you, my guy?
What's happening? What it is? Is.
Hey, how's everything been? How like been treating you, man, since last time I had you on the podcast?
Oh man, just staying out the way, man. Progression is everything. You know, sometimes you go through things, but that comeback is even stronger. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm on my comeback.
Okay, I got you, man, on the comeback. Also, you guys, man, another former guest that been turning up with me, man, here on the 1130 podcast. The first time I had him on in a year now, man. My guy, Gator Live. What's going on with you, Gator?
What's going on, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, pot houses and scallywags? What's happening, everybody? Man, it's good to be here, bro. To be honest, man, it's been a while since we had a chance to talk wrestling. And after this last Sunday, man, I was like, oh, we gonna talk wrestling? Or we gonna talk about relationships tonight? And I like talking about them just as much, too. So it's a pleasure to be here. Huh?
That's a form of wrestling, loving somebody.
Hey, yeah, man. That was crazy over the weekend, man. But we definitely gonna be chopping it up on that, man, on definitely a future episode. But everyone, thank everyone for tuning in here on this episode of Beyond 1130. We'll be chatting sex, parenting, relationships, all that great stuff, man. Current events, you know, grown folks are talking. But we ain't gonna waste no more time. We're gonna get into our first topic of the evening, you guys. Keys to a healthy relationship. I want to start with Harley first. You want to go on this keys to a healthy relationship?
Honestly, the keys to a healthy relationship, I think the first and the initial key is be in a relationship with a motherfucker who like you back. You know, let's start there. You don't need to be twisting nobody's arm to love you and do right by you and have your back and be faithful to you. So let's start with that. But once you get there, then communication for sure, being willing to talk, and then just giving grace, giving yourself and that person grace. Because you learning. You don't know it. You don't know how to do it yet. So take your time.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree with you. I'm gonna go with Gator on next one.
Hey, man, I couldn't have said it better. I mean, first off, you got to be with somebody who is actually, you know, going to treat you right. You know, I always say red flags or checker flags, man. When you see something, then you don't like it, or a boundary is, you know, crossed, and it's like, okay, this is something that I can't deal with, then, man, let it go. But the foremost thing in any relationship, man, is communication, man. And not just communication and, oh, I need to, you know, listen to what this person is saying. Learn how to express yourself, man, when you get in these relationships, because people can't like really try to understand what you're saying if you're not telling them anything. You know, if you're not being upfront and real, don't play the game of, oh, well, me being Miss Nice Girl or Mr. Nice Guy, in a relationship, yeah, go ahead. It hurts my feelings, but go ahead and do it. Nah, just be straight up, man. Look, this hurts. This is what's going on. And that's the only way that you're going to be able to have a lasting relationship.
Okay. All right. Big Smash.
Being yourself. I think if you're going to make changes for the better of the relationship, it should be organic. It shouldn't be because you feel like if you don't do this, then someone else will. I think too many times people are in relationships where they're not being themselves. They're trying to portray the other person's vision of them instead of just being yourself. And if it is what it is, then it'll work out. But if you're constantly being a chameleon, you have to change up for this person to make your happiness. No, happiness starts with self first.
Mm-hmm.
You can't expect to make anybody else happy if you yourself is not happy. So I feel like that's the key too. Like I have to love me before I can get here and say I love you. I have to love me. And we have these things where people be like, well, I love you more than I love myself. No, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Red flag. And that's not the kind of love I want, because I want someone who takes care of themselves as well as take care of me. And this is why, what I'm saying, relationships start with self first. You got to have a relationship with yourself before you can get out here and try to get with someone else. So being yourself and making sure that you're happy as well as that person. You can't base your whole life around, I just want to make you happy.
Mm-hmm. I like that, especially when it comes to just making decisions for yourself. I don't want you to love me more than you love yourself, because you might make a bad decision for yourself and then make you unhappy.
Yep.
And now my whole relationship unhappy because you're not speaking up for yourself. No, you got to care for yourself.
Or you made a decision. I made a decision for you, thinking it was going to make you happy, and then it didn't. So now I'm unhappy that I made this change for you and it didn't work. Or you made a change for me, it didn't work, but it's my fault because you did it for me.
Now I feel accountable for it. No, you're right.
So I'm the reason why you put all your money in, all your eggs in one basket, and the basket broke and all the eggs with it. It's my fault. So yeah.
Hey man, you guys got great points though. It all starts with self first though. You can't make other people happy. A lot of people get into relationships. Before that, one guest on a couple of episodes ago, when you guys were saying just like Big Smash, just say be yourself. A lot of people get into these relationships, and when you get into these relationships, when people get into these relationships with people, you see their avatar first. They show you their avatar, and then actually, after a while, then that's when they start showing them, showing their real self. But a lot of people also are broken. They don't fix themselves. They don't work on themselves before they enter in other relationships and everything for things to actually work and stuff. So it's always like they're more so they in love what they can get from you. They in love what they can get out of you. They're not in love with you. They don't love you. They love what they can get from you though. But for me, keys things just like Gator said and Harley, communication is definitely one. I ain't trying to be riding around you giving me the silent treatment or anything like that. I understand people need time, need space, and to breathe or whatnot. But let's communicate. Let's talk it out. I mean, the worst thing for real you could do is go to bed and be mad and wake up, and the other one don't wake up. You just never know. But I think it all starts with communication, though.
Well, my thing is, you shouldn't go to bed mad with somebody that you're dealing with in the first place.
You shouldn't go to bed mad at all. It don't got nothing to do with dealing with other people. Like you don't know what's like you just said, you don't know what's gonna happen in the morning. You don't know what's gonna happen overnight. So even if it's not involving another person, clear your slate at night when you can. If you got 5 minutes to be silent, put that phone away, give yourself 5 minutes before you go to bed and just I'm cool. I'm proud of myself for what I did today. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow if I'm privileged to see that, and I'm gonna try my best. Pat on the back. If you don't do that, you go to bed so unsettled. Your head still be a mess. You know what I mean? Make peace with whatever it is, whether it's meditation, prayer, whatever you do before you go to bed. Do that right before you end your day. You got to make peace.
And I think that walking off shit is a done deal for me.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're gonna be mad, cool. Be mad in the house. If you're leaving the house, you're bound to make a dumbass decision that you can't take back. And this is coming from me, where I get upset, and I will leave. And in my wrong mind, I made a lot of dumbass choices because in my mind, you know what I'm saying, I ain't really care. So what I figured out is you got to deal with that shit in house. You can't sit here and say, well, you know what, I was upset, I made a mistake. No. You was in your right mind when you made that mistake. You just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So
now, what I will say is I am a driver. Like, I will be like, give me 5 minutes, let me drive. I stay in my car, but I will say that, like, hold on, I need 5 minutes. I need to breathe some other air other than the air I'm breathing with you, because it's a little thick in here. So I'm gonna give you some time. I'm gonna give me some time, but I understand. I agree with you with like like get in your car, sit in your car, take a deep breath, get back in the house.
I was the type that wouldn't come home. I ain't coming home. And you know what I'm saying, with my reputation, you know what I'm saying, because shit, I ain't gonna lie, I was a habitual cheater, but my thing about it was like I had to wake up out of that. I had to grow up out of that. Yo, walking away has only led me to make the dumbest choices that I made. So if I'm upset, I'm in my podcast studio, I'm in the living room, she in the room, I'm moving around in through the house. That way I know, because I know myself. If you put me out in this situation while I'm upset, a motherfucker can wink at me and I'm ready to smash.
He said, you look, he took, goddamn it.
Right.
So what I learned is, man, just, there are other things to do other than walking out. If you're 30 plus, that walking out shit it should be a dud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You should be able to open up and communicate your feelings. Hey, I don't like what's going on. I don't like what's being said. How can we fix this? Because sweeping it under the rug does nothing. It does but just make a whole bunch of piles under the rug. You can't keep overstepping them piles, because the them motherfuckers gonna overhook the rug. You gonna trip, boy. That's what's gonna happen. Right on your face.
Right. Yeah, you said something.
Don't be beefing and then tomorrow everybody like, okay, we good. You want to go to the store with me? No. Before we go to the store, we gotta talk about the shit we was doing.
Exactly.
We can't just get back in. We gotta talk. Hold on.
Because if I'm upset with you, asking me, am I hungry, ain't gonna fix the situation.
Because I might be hungry, but I'm still mad at you.
Right. Exactly.
Like, I'ma eat, but that don't mean the issue solved. Like, but turn down no food, especially if you can cook.
Right. That's the other thing too. That's a big thing. Try to solve issues. One of the things that I found is too many people go for the win. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it gets to a point in the argument where they're no longer like listening to you. They just trying to win the argument. You know, and I've been there where I've gotten to a point where I'm just like, oh, I gotta win. You know, you ain't gonna get this over on me. Let me tell you why I'm right. And at some point, you gotta back away and say, it ain't even about me being right. You know what I'm saying? It's about really resolving the situation. I might be right, but let's you know what I'm saying? Let me put my pride aside right quick. Let's talk about it and try to talk it through. Let me see where you coming from in the situation, because you might give a perspective that I wasn't even thinking about initially.
I was about to say, at every turn, just understand that you're in a relationship with somebody to take on different perspectives. Your partner's not gonna be like you. So some of y'all arguments or y'all disagreements are never gonna, like, my man and I, we disagree. We agree to disagree all the time because we're just two completely different people, and it don't make no sense for us to keep beating a dead horse. You feel this way about it. I feel this way about it. I see your point, and I feel like you see my point. We done.
But if you put that, you don't have to solve that argument right then and there. It's okay to put it down and pick it back up later. Because keep letting it fester and you keep arguing, nobody's gonna be heard. I think a lot of times couples spend more time talking at each other instead of to each other.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Why?
goodness.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is why the communication is off, because nobody's listening to the other person. When you're in a relationship, you have to understand that yes, you want to be heard, but you also have to hear. You got a voice, but you also got to be able to hear the other person's voice. If your voice is the only thing that matters, eventually I'm going to get frustrated and be like, you know what? Yeah, this ain't working. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So sometimes it's okay. Hey, let's pick it back up at another time. This ain't the time.
You
They
speak
gotta-
right to the ladies for that. Ladies, we got them.
Hey, you guys.
Cause
You
baby,
guys.
I will go, and I know I've heard my sisters. I have to bring. I literally sometimes have to physically put my hands over my mouth because I know that I will go there, and I don't give him the opportunity to be heard. I don't give him the opportunity to feel like the head of this household. So it's like, how am I allowing him to even have a stake in this conversation if I'm like I can't do that? You know, I've even learned that he hears me better when I'm not screaming. The lower my voice gets, the slower my speech gets, the more in tune he is to what I'm saying. And sometimes you'll find that he agrees with me. We're saying the same thing, we just saying it from a different place.
Right. You have to watch that escalation just by, you know, yelling and screaming. And you might think that it's just okay, I'm just raising my voice. But you know, what I found is that just you raising your voice escalates the issue. When it can literally be said a little bit softer and they get an understanding, especially when women start going off and that high, that shriek, you know what I'm saying? That's like, that just sets a man off. It's like, bro, chill, you know what I'm saying? Like back off.
Flashbacks to your mama.
Right, but at the same time though, I will say this. We have to, as men, sometimes we also have to kind of watch that with women, because what'll happen sometimes when we raise our voice and they get that big boom, and women sit there and they get scared. What happens to an animal when they sitting there scared and they in the corner?
Baby, I'm gonna cry every time.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys got. I love it. You about to go ahead and say something, Big Smash?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man, like men, we sometimes you have to. I don't want to say like. Sometimes you just gotta assert your dominance in the situation and just let. Because the thing that I notice is women just want to feel like they're protected and they're being loved and cared for properly. So sometimes, you got to raise your voice, just not even, I don't mean like scream at the top of your lungs, but you got to have that assertiveness in your voice to let her know, hey, although this situation is hard, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take certain things that you say, and I'm not going to talk to you in a certain way, but there is going to be a respect in this situation. Like at the end of the day, especially because I'm married, so especially in that type of situation, if you're married, you should already know a lot of these things that are being said. But sometimes you just have to, it's more so, you don't have to beat your chest and say that you're the man. Your actions will follow with that.
Yeah.
But sometimes you do got to let them know, like, hey, listen, although shit is rough, although it's rocky, I'm still very much in control of this situation. So relax. I got it. If you have the faith, I think, listen, any man who has a woman behind him that has the faith in him, there's no telling what that man will do for you. He will do everything in his power if he feels like, yo, I got this woman. She backing me up. She believes in me. She supports me. It ain't a what you gonna do thing. It's a what we're gonna do thing. I don't know too many men who will be like, yo, I will not give her the world because she supports me and loves me. All of this, I'm gonna give her everything I got. And I know because that was me. That was my situation. It was like, yo, I'm gonna give you everything that I got. And if I fail, cool. But at least you know that I gave you everything. But see, it's a lot of women out here who feel like, and men who feel like I can give you the sun, I can give you the moon, and then you'll still come and ask me where are the stars, where's the earth? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta know reciprocity is a beautiful thing in a relationship.
Yeah.
If you can't give me what I'm giving you, I tend to not want it. And I'm not saying it's gonna be equal, because I might be strong in some stuff that you're weak in. You might be weak in some stuff that I'm strong in. That's the beauty of a relationship. If I knew all the answers, I wouldn't need to be in one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't need to be with you if I knew everything, if I could do everything by myself. So reciprocity is a beautiful thing. That's another healthy situation. If I'm giving you my all, you're giving me your all, we all right. I don't believe in all that 50-50 and all that stuff. I feel like this. You just got to come correct, and I got to come correct. It doesn't matter how we get there, long as we get there.
100% of bills got to get paid. I don't care if you got 30 today and I got 70 today.
Exactly.
Right.
100% of the bills got to get paid.
Yep.
So
Right. People get caught up on the semantics of that so much that they forget that there's an actual thing going on. You know what I'm saying? They there's the reality is different than the semantics that you put into it. Oh, well, he got to pay 100% or he got to pay 50% or whatever, and they literally draw a line in the sand. And that's not how it works in real life. You know what I'm saying? It's just not how it works.
In that way, you're not getting them bills and breaking them down and doing that math right there. You're not doing that. It's just the Davis do. What we gonna do about it?
If you got my back, and you're very supportive with me, man, listen, I don't care about no 50-50. Like, hey, this shit gotta get done. I don't care, like, but what I want you to understand is there are days that I won't have it. There are gonna be days that you won't have it. But at the end of the day, if we're putting our brains together, we're putting our ends together, we're gonna make it work. I think a lot of people get discouraged and feel like, because I was in a situation where I didn't want your help. I felt like I had to be the man. I had to do everything. I had to pay everything. I had to keep that burden on me. And that shit wore me down, because it got to the point where everything was stockpiling and I'm sitting here trying to maintain. But see, my whole philosophy was, if I gotta ask you for help, you got one time for me to ask you for help, and then you throw it in my face, or you make me feel like, oh, without me, you wouldn't have got this done, or you got one time to do that to me, and then it's like, nah, I ain't gonna never ask you again.
Right.
So, as a woman, I got that high level of hyper independence as well, because I look for a man to tell me, or for me, it's always restrictions, because I'm the type of woman who I enjoy certain types of vacations and types of things. So if you are the person providing for me and you tell me like, no, we can't do that. Oh no, you crazy. I'm the youngest of 6 kids. I've always given everything that I wanted in my life. So if you're not gonna give it to me, it's okay. Either I'm gonna give it to me or somebody else will, but you don't get to tell me no. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Right. But see, that's why that 50-50 versus 100% shit is so toxic though. You know what I'm saying? Because just like you, Smash, I was like that. Where it's just like, okay, I was putting so much pressure on myself. I was sitting in a 2-income house, but I'm sitting there putting so much pressure on myself to pay the bills, to make sure this taken care of, to make sure that taken care of. And I'm sitting there stressed out, because, I missed work because I was sick and I ain't had no more PTO. And I'm sitting here struggling. And my girl, she literally going and taking cruises and stuff like that without me, and I'm like, wait a minute, and I'm sitting here busting my ass and I'm struggling
because you feel like
I put it on myself. You know what I'm saying?
You feel like you don't want to let your partner down.
And I don't know that. I would never speak down on that queen, but I feel like at some point it was her duty as your woman to create a safe space for you. I don't go on vacation without my king. If he can't go, then we in the house. House of Hendrix is in the house. I'm not going on cruise without my king. I'm not going on vacation I've been with my man. It'll be 4 years in April. I have not been on a vacation without him. If I got to go somewhere podcasting on business, he's going. If they paying for my flight, then we gonna pay for his flight because he's here with me. He's my partner. So even though I don't know that queen, she definitely needed to have created a safer space for you to feel comfortable. Because one thing is, yes, y'all do get hyped up as men, but as women, we supposed to be like, hey, you've been working 7 days. You have a day off. Why aren't you sleeping? Why aren't you resting? Why aren't you paying attention to the crown of your house? My
Because
kids
if it
important. Sunday, we don't talk on Sundays. He watches football. Y'all don't come in here. You don't interrupt my peace. He is my peace, so you don't interrupt that.
facts.
Yeah.
And I think with all that being said too, like the tit for tat game becomes a tit for tat. Like you could tell a motherfucker, yo, I do this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead of them giving you some sort of compassion, some sort of understanding, they'll hit you with, well, I do this, and this too. Like,
Right.
when did this become a tit for tat? Like,
Right.
Or
we
competition or something like
yeah,
that.
like
Right.
Like
we in
it's
this
not a
together.
competition. We in this together.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I think a lot of times too, in a relationship, you're still gonna need you time.
Yeah.
You have to. You
It's
cannot
necessary.
base your life around somebody 24/7. You will lose your fucking mind.
Amen.
I'm
Amen.
telling you. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care if it's 10 minutes in, just like she said. I don't care. Sundays, let him watch his games. He chilling. He this is his way to unwind. Like, I
Baby,
be
you
in
can't ring my
situations.
doorbell on Sunday.
Facts.
You
I
can't
have
ring my doorbell on Sunday. No, it ain't never happening. I love everybody. I love my in-laws. My
facts.
mother-in-law will call him. I will answer the phone. Mom, I love you. He will talk to you Monday morning. Not at all. Because when I go to brunch on Saturday, mommy gone. I'm out the house. I'm kicking it. And I come home and he ready to let me bother him at 3:00 because I'm drunk. And me and
Yeah.
my friends that fell in the bushes. So it's like you gotta balance. You gotta keep everything that you have
And
going deal with
I
you.
have 9 children. So me finding I'm going to need peace in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, I'm going to need some sort of peace because I work 60-hour weeks. I do this podcast shit. I go home and be a father that I'm supposed to be. So yeah, I don't care if it's an hour. Give me an hour. Let me count my thoughts. Let me sort my thoughts out. Let me
Mm-hmm.
sort my ways out. And then, you know what I'm saying? Because the grind, my week is a grind in itself. Getting these kids together, getting school together, getting this together. It's a grind. So I expect you to have some common decency for that. Like, you know what? The world is beating his ass enough every day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what can I do for him?
And
Too
even if you
many
don't got no kids, you a black man in America. The world
Exactly.
facts.
every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got to
Facts.
be happy. I tell this
Yeah.
man, you come in this house, you're gonna be happy in this house because you walk out of this house and people tell you you're not good
It's a,
enough,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
not strong enough, you're not smart enough. So
Facts.
when you in this house, everything you say
You,
go.
you may not make
Your
it.
house will be your peace.
Yeah, you're right. And for a black man, you may not make it back in that night.
Yep.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Even
it's a
when I'm
lot.
even when I'm mad at her, I still say a prayer and I still wait, hope that God changes my heart because once I step outside, all bets is off. Like you
Mm-hmm.
don't know what's going to happen once you
Right.
walk out them doors. So
Mm.
I think that's why my whole mentality is not to walk out the house upset
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know. That could be your last conversation.
Yep.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Now I'm feeling guilty and bad because I let her walk out the door and something happened. So now I'm feeling all sad and pissed off because you can't get that time back. Time is the one thing that we can get, but we cannot get back. Like once it's
Mm-mm.
gone,
Gone.
it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's
No, it's
done.
gone. We
It,
literally
it
sometimes
is.
don't walk out of a room without acknowledging each other, because you really
Facts.
don't know. You just really don't know. And it's funny because he came in from work as I'm talking to y'all, and he's just used to walking up to me and kissing me, but he
Yeah.
restricted himself because he sees I'm on camera. But that's how muscle memory just being
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
there for
Yeah.
each other is. That's how muscle memory engaging, emotionally with one another is.
Exactly. Girl, let that man kiss you. Go ahead
Hey,
and bring him in there.
hey,
Show these people some healthy relationship shit.
Man, listen, man,
hey,
like we need that in this era, man. Like
Yeah.
yes,
some of us didn't
we do.
have a mom and a father who was in love to teach us the game. We had to
Right.
learn. We had to learn off experience. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I
Mm-hmm.
had to learn from experience. My mom and my daddy got divorced early in my life. They cool. They don't fuck with each other, but they cool. They made sure we was good. So I had to learn relationships by myself. But I was a young dude out here I was a rolling stone for real.
Figure.
So um when I got to the situation where I got ready to, when I found a woman who not only accepted me for having all these damn kids, but accepted that I am still a work in progress as far as monogamous relationships and things like that because I never had that. I never had nobody to teach me that. But when I got married, it taught me, you know what I'm saying, different things that I can get that I didn't see was possible. Now, everybody would be like, oh, yeah, marriage is so good. And this, people don't understand that marriage is work.
Yeah.
You think relationships are work?
Yeah.
Marriage is work. Yeah, you signed your name on that dotted line. Cool. That was the easiest part of marriage.
Right.
Saying I do.
Right.
Now the work comes in. It's a
Exactly.
constant job.
That's
It
why
ain't something you can
don't
just
rush us. They say they ask me every day, when is the wedding, baby? Don't rush us. I have
back.
to.
Exactly.
Take
Exactly.
time. Take your time.
Yeah.
That's the icing on
Hey.
top of the cake. I'm building my cake right now. Y'all gotta
Yeah.
cheat. I'm not.
Exactly.
We gotta take our time because, like,
Yeah.
even speaking about monogamy, I've always steered clear of relationships because I've never been a person who wanted to be monogamous because I'm a bisexual woman. So
Yeah.
I would always have to either be with a man that was okay with me engaging with women or a man who's interested in polyamory because I will never be monogamous because no matter how amazing a man is, he will never be a woman. So when I have a feeling or an urge for women, I want to be able to be free for that. And I think this is the first relationship where I can practice romantic monogamy, but then he and I are polyamorous sexually. So we engage with other people. I can engage with women on my own if the woman is not interested in engaging with men. And he's just very fluid. We are very fluid, and it makes our relationship very happy. Like he don't feel stressed out if a woman walk past him and she got a gorgeous body and he look because he's a man and that's a woman and that ass is huge. Look at it because I just looked at it too. You know what I mean? So
that's the communication.
I can have a friend.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't disrespect me. Like women think that because I give my man free reign to be sexual with women that are not me, that he's disrespectful. It's like, oh, but you will find out if you try to disrespect me that my man will put you in your place.
Right.
Like, no, he respects me because ain't no women out here that's gonna be comfortably okay with this. So I tell a man anytime, any man that decides to cheat on me, sir, you played yourself because you're gonna cheat on me with a woman who wants you monogamous. She only wants you. I told you you can have as many people as you want to, but deception is the only felony for me. You can't fuck nobody and don't tell me. You can't be out there in the street playing around. You want to get your dick sucked and you don't want me to touch her? Cool. Come in the house. It can happen in the living room. I will go to my room. Y'all have fun. Knock on my door when you're done. Because I'm the person who understands you are a man. I am a woman. Our bodies regenerate every 7 years. I'm not saying that I might not always be the cup of tea for you, but you might need something with your tea. And I'm not upset about that. Because sometimes I need something with my tea. You the cup of tea for me, baby. But you ain't it all the time. So I need you to
That's the beauty of open community.
Right, smoking a pancake.
You gotta sneak around. You ain't gotta do all this. If you are bringing everything to the table, like, listen, look, I find other people attractive, but I don't want them in that way. Like, yes, I'm going to have my fun, but if you're honest and you're coming to the table, it feels a lot better than having to sneak around, having to change have her name in your phone as Dominoes or some shit. Like it feel different when you ain't gotta sneak around because your lady and me, we have an understanding. I ain't gotta sneak around. I ain't gotta do this. I ain't gotta delete text. I ain't gotta. It feel a whole different ball game when everything is on the table.
Ladies, come out the closet. Some of them friends that y'all just going to brunch with, y'all getting off for brunch, touching on each other. Stop lying to that man. You cheating on him with women and still cheating. You stop lying to that man. Tell that man you are bisexual. Tell him that you want more in your bedroom. Let him know you're not ready for him to touch the woman yet, but you want him to watch. He will. He not.
Definitely watch.
Hey yo.
I will most definitely watch with a bag of popcorn and I'm the background music. I'm beatboxing the background music. God damn it. Shit.
Hey yo.
The main thing to take from that, from what you just said, is that every relationship is different, and that's why communication is so important, because you can communicate with your partner and you guys have an understanding. But if you go online and you listen to what these people online got to say about what you doing in your relationship, Harley, or what these people doing in their relationships, then they you the bad guy, or you just this is how you need to do it. And no,
they tell me every day I'm brainwashed. I got low self-esteem. I don't love myself. I get more pussy than him. What are you talking about?
I think people are just they're afraid
I
of
ain't
what they
mad
don't
at you.
understand, man. It, and for real, I ain't mad at you though.
I ain't
And just like
mad
Gator
at you,
said,
man.
so a lot of people, one thing that people also do is try to dictate their relationships off of what's going on social media, and that's one
Mm-hmm.
thing that you just you don't want to do and everything. But you guys got great points, man, for real. We're gonna move on to the next topic real fast though. What is true love? True love. I'm
Oh,
gonna start with Big Smash though. Big Smash.
When I'm very comfortable with just letting you in my world without any hesitation. Like I think some people, when you are really, really in love,
Mhm.
you can love someone, but that don't mean that you're in love with them. When you're really, really in love, true love is you know that you can whatever you go through, y'all gonna get through it together. It ain't no big eyes, little U's. True love is when you feel like you have to have this person, no matter what the world has to offer. You know that this person is the one for you. There's no changing that. No one, when you can, in my case, when I can walk by you, see as fine as you are, see as thick as you are, and I still feel like, nah, I'm cool with what I got at home. That's true love, because I'm gonna tell you one thing about me. If I had to have it. I wasn't being put in no box. I wasn't being. If I can give you my all with no hesitation, no doubt, because you know how like you go to the store, you spend $100, and you really sitting there, and you like, damn, do I really need the name brand shit, or do I need to go head on and just get the great value version and be cool? Because it's really the same thing. So what are we doing here? But when you feel like you can pay that name brand, you get that name brand, and you don't hesitate about it, you don't think about it, you just here, take my money, gone. When you get that feeling in a relationship, when you feel like, yeah, whatever I'm gonna do it, and I don't have to think twice about it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give her this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go get this. I'm gonna make sure she's good. When you're doing all those things and you know, like, I ain't got no regrets. I did what I did. It happened. I ain't thinking about it. I can move on to the next problem. Cool. That to me is true love, when you feel like you will go above and beyond against the world. It doesn't matter what the problem is. You're right there because you feel like this is your purpose. To me, that is true love.
I like that. I like that, man. Harley said something earlier. The body regenerates every 7 years completely, right? True love to me is thinking about being with this person 7 years, 14 years from now, 21 years from now, 28 years from now, and still saying, you know what, at the end of the day, no matter what changes you go through, no matter what it is that you know what I'm saying, are on at that moment or at that time, whatever the future is, I'm going to be there with you. I'm going to give it my all 100% today. I'm going to give it my all 100% 28 years from now when you're an entirely different being 4 cycles through. I mean, it's really just saying to myself or saying to you that I'm going to be here with you regardless, no matter what storm comes up, no matter what we're going through. We could be in a box under the bridge or whatever, and I'm still going to be right here with you, trying to get us out this box. That's, to me, that's what true love is.
Okay. I dig it, Holly.
for me, true love is a few things. The first thing is true love is me feeling like I don't need to drastically alter myself to be in your space.
Right.
So I feel comfortable being who I am, and I feel comfortable allowing you to be who you are. And also for me, true love is when a person is home. Like, I feel like in a lot of relationships, people love the conditions of their relationship. I love that he got my back, and I love that we in a nice, beautiful house in this nice neighborhood, but the relationship about me and my partner is home. I told him we could lose this entire house. We could lose everything that we have, and I'm going, like you said, I'm going to be under that bridge with you, and we're going to figure it out because you are my home. I'm not at home if I'm away from you. That's true love for me.
Okay, I dig it, man. I dig it. I like all you guys' point of views, man. True love is definitely you know, for me personally, true love is just loving someone unconditional. You know, being me and my fiance, we've been together 10 years. I've known her since what, since she was 8 years old. So we done went to school from elementary, junior high school, and everything. She always talk about I follow her around. So after 10 years now, we got a little boy. So true love is just sticking with someone through it all, man, and just not giving up on them and just being a person because we all not going to have this physical appearances like how we look now that we are 20, 30, 40 years from now, or 60, 80. So, can I love you then? Can I sit down and talk to you and, can we plan something for the future and just have goals and stuff like that? I think, to me personally, that's what true love is. And just loving unconditional, for real, for real.
He wore down, boy, didn't you? He said since grammar school, he wore that thing.
Steve said, wear her down.
He knew what he wanted.
And I were around each other our whole lives, but we never saw each other. So we went to some of the same schools. We lived in some of the same neighborhoods. But the Lord knew that we was a mess back then. So when we ran into each other, it was the perfect time. Because who I was back when he knew me back then and who he was, we would have told each other limb for limb, child. So we were mature and running into each other and finding out that we kind of walk a lot of the similar paths. That was dope. I realized that I can't love a man who didn't come from a similar background as me because our conversations are different. So I love that I'm in a relationship with somebody who understands where I've come from, where I grew up. Growing up on the south side of Chicago, different. So if you're not from there,
south side in the building. Okay.
I'm like, I probably can't date you if you ain't from the south side because you ain't gonna understand some of my isms,
Born and raised on the south side, I know all about it.
Period. Where at?
I'm from Inglewood. I'm from 63rd.
Okay, Inglewood. I'm from 69th and Carpenter.
I used to live on 54th and May, but then I moved over to 67th and Union. So,
boy, you left the street. I used to go to on 55th.
Small world, man, ain't it?
I know, right?
That's awesome. Okay, you guys. From that, you guys, we got another a topic. Well, it's a video. I'm gonna play you guys, and I'm gonna give you guys opinion on it.
Wrong standards. We are judging our men many times by the wrong value system. We are using his children sometimes against him. We have been told that the only benefit that a black man provides in a home is money, and if he does not give us money to take care of those kinds of financial provisions, that he has no value. And what my research has proven to me is that a black man, any man in any home provides much more than financial support. The man provides guidance, instruction, discipline for the children, which we sorely need in our black homes. He provides gratification, fulfillment, protection. I mean, there's so many other values, and these values are the ones that are missing in our children today, which is why many black children are in the street, out of control themselves, disrespectful, don't have any regard for anyone. And most of us are scared of them, and everybody else is, because nobody has a way into them to try to gain any control over them. So I maintain that a return to traditional family values, certain clearly defined gender responsibilities for black men and black women in running a home and a relationship will help us to produce a better child. And if we produce a better child, certainly we'll have a better future and a better nation. Unfortunately, as I say, since money has been used as the measure, many times if a black man does not have money to give us, we won't even let him see his children. We won't let him spend any time with it because he does not give us whatever the child support is. And I'm not saying that we don't need money to raise a child, but I try to explain to black women that raising a child consists of much more than feeding, clothing, and sheltering it. That's maintaining one. To raise one, you need a return of the parental coalition of the father and the mother to put the proper values into the child. Many of our boys, when we raise them alone, they grow up with the female emotional mechanism. They are suspicious, they are doubtful, they're disrespectful of womanhood, they are bitchy, they can't make a decision. And many of our girls who grow up in a home where there's no man present, they go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have any idea how to live with a man day to day, how to prepare a proper meal, how to be a mother, how to just be in love in the home. Most of what our people and our children especially have learned about how you have a relationship, they learned off of television. And television doesn't represent our needs. And so a lot of the confusion has come, from outside agencies that we have not recognized.
I agree. I'll say that. I agree. that we definitely do need to bring back a full home structure. I don't agree with traditional gender roles because I feel that there are things that align with traditional gender roles that are just not true in my home. Like my man does the cooking in my house. You know, he prepares the meals because he's the better cook. And kind of similar to what we discussed about just leaning on the things that your strengths. You know, I'm more organized, so I'm gonna do the budgeting and the logistics, and he's gonna do the cooking. So I don't think that traditional gender roles are necessary, but I do think the full family unit is needed.
Okay. Okay. Gator.
I agree. As far as like, I sat there and I listened to it, and one of the things that when I was sitting there listening to it was that a lot of the traditional gender role stuff is dead. It's deaded out, and part of the reason why is while we can say it doesn't matter about the money, it does. Not necessarily the money that a man makes, but necessarily the money that a family is bringing in, because you do have to survive. You do have to take care of everything, and the government's not gonna let you be great. Government ain't gonna let you say, okay, I'm gonna make $40,000 a year and we gonna be all right, because that's just not how it works anymore. Either that or you're gonna be dependent on them, and then they control everything that that's going on.
And
So
they
I
won't
mean,
let a full black family be dependent on them. If it's a
right,
black man in
exactly,
the household, you can't be dependent on the government. That's how we
exactly,
ended up in so many broken homes. Because our mamas had to tell, the men that they were dating, get on up out of
right.
here.
Get
So I
on
need
out.
government assistance. Because if you are here, then I can't get assistance. As if we're all not struggling, as if we all
Right.
do something. Why can't the full nuclear black family have government
Exactly.
assistance?
Exactly. So I'm thinking the full family unit needs to be there. I agree with that point. But as far as the gender roles go, yeah. I mean, look, I love cooking. I'm from Louisiana. We do that. You know what I'm saying? So anybody I'm with, I look at it, I'll be like, bruh, really? Man, let me get up in this kitchen, bro. Let me take care of that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? let me go ahead and get this gumbo and this etouffee going.
So you
you know?
act like a man
But
that's
like,
a sick child. I
you
put
know.
all those stuff together for you, but get in there.
Right. And by the same token, hell, she might be better with budgeting, like you were saying with you and your man, she might be better at that. And I'll be like, okay, well, let's see what's going on. At the end of the day, as a man in the house, I'll just be like, okay, well, let's see what's going on. Okay, I like what you did there. We're gonna go with it. But yeah, I mean, while she makes some good points, I think the problem that we have in this society is that we don't realize that we're in a transition mode. When our moms and our dads and our grandparents were around, there was no such thing as social media. There was no such thing as the internet. There was no such thing as knowledge being right there at your fingertips. There was no such thing as online dating. There was no such thing as, this super high inflation rate where you literally have to be computer literate just to get a job to make minimum wage. There was none of these things, and we're in a transition point. So while those traditional things are nice and it sounds good, we can keep some of that. We also got to move into the future, and that's exactly what we're doing, replacing some of the gender roles that are out there. Or not even replacing them, just not getting stuck on them. There's some, there's some
forming them.
Right. There's some women out there who are just like, I want a man to pay all the bills. You know what I'm saying? I want him to pay all the bills, and I'm just gonna sit at home and be a housewife, and I'm gonna cook and clean. There ain't that much cleaning to do during the day if you ain't got no kids. There ain't that much cooking to do during the day if you ain't got no kids.
Women like that want a man that's doing all of that bill paying and got time for them. And it's
Right.
like you either run them broke or busy. That's one of those you're not gonna make it. He's not gonna be able to in this society be able to pay all of your bills and fund your lifestyle, because most of those women have lifestyles they want to fund, hair, nails, etc.
Yep.
And be able to take you out every week on these big elaborate things. I think that's kind of one of the downfalls of social media, is that we believe that along with the financial stability is going to come these big romantic gargantuan expressions of love. You go come in the house and there's rose petals all over your floor. First of all, who's gonna clean it off my floor? Second of all, that's not the thing. Like, I understand that I have a working man. I think the one thing for me in my household that I do remain traditional with is that his word is the final word. He is the head of my home. He is the last word in the pot. So even if we are kind of at odds about it, and I gave my points, I don't agree with his decision. Whatever his decision is, I am going to honor it.
Gotcha. Yep.
I got you. I got you. Like how you guys said, we're gonna get the big smash in just a moment. Though I agree with you guys though. Far as the whole gender roles though, yes, that is kind of played out and everything is changing. As far as the family dynamic though, I think I totally agree with it. Because we got a lot of boys who are missing their dad and are out in the
Mm-hmm.
street and doing so much thing. It's not even just boys; it's girls too, and they need that parent, and more often than not is because the father is not in the household, and the mom is there, and it can go in so many directions though. But I totally agree with you guys saying. Big Smash, did you see some of the video? Want to give your
Yeah,
opinions on it?
yeah. I had lost some sound, so that's why I came out and came back in.
Okay, cool, cool.
Um, I think honestly, the whole family thing is designed for us to, what have they been doing for since probably the beginning of time? Kill the head, take the body. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you see a lot of these broken family homes that they're doing, it isn't designed to see any type of man in the household, especially a man of color, thrive. That's
Mm-hmm.
why they're so
Hmm.
good at separating us. They don't want
Hmm.
that strong family. You got to think about it. Even in the TV world, before the Cosbys, there was never a strong black family setting. Like we had the shitty jobs. Look at Good Times. Now, even though Good Times is very, it's very on point in the projects, it's very on point. Those are the shows they'd rather see us on TV have. They'd rather
Mm-hmm.
see us be the addict, the have some sort of addiction, or be gay, or be, you know what I'm saying. They'll never give us that strong run the world having vibes. So even in real life, you see that. This is why they have Section 8, for example. Hey, we'll give you Section 8, but you can't have a man living there. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Mm-hmm.
care if he is your husband, your baby daddy, whoever he is, he can't live there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It is designed for us to be a separate. You know what I'm saying? They don't want that togetherness, that black family, you know what I'm saying, that feel. And I'm speaking on this because I am a black man and I know how it is in life. They
Mm-hmm.
don't ever want to see us come together. Their whole mindset is to pull us apart. The whole gender role thing, to me, I agree. There are certain things that a man should be doing that a woman shouldn't do. Should no woman be out there cutting grass? You know what I'm saying? For example, if you got a man,
Okay.
your woman shouldn't be out there cutting grass,
Mhm.
dog. That's just, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Simple shit. You know what I'm saying? I've seen this generation where a man is sitting in the car, his
And
woman
this
is
girl
pumping the
pumping the
gas.
gas.
Like
Yeah, that's
what?
not. No,
I
no.
am
Like
the youngest of 6 kids. I got three big brothers. I will get dragged by my car pump. Literally, you hear me? It
Mm-hmm.
was just the standard. It is just the standard. It goes
like
back to what you were saying earlier about how a man is unstoppable if a woman has his back. And they
Mm-hmm.
know that if our nuclear families are together,
yep.
then we are unstoppable. And if we are unstoppable, we actually don't need them. And that is the reason why
Mm-hmm.
they need our
I,
families separated.
I talked
Mm-hmm.
about this like a couple episodes into my show. And in old days, you know what I'm saying, you have a man who's working out in the field and his wife is in the house getting raped, or you know what I'm saying, being forced to make babies and shit, and you know how demanding that is, that you can't touch your wife because another motherfucker that she did not give permission to is over here working her and not you.
Mm-hmm.
This is the
And you
type
hear her screaming. So now you don't feel like you the head of your household. You don't feel like you're the
exactly.
leader of your
Yep.
home
Right.
because I'm
Yep.
listening to the person I'm supposed to protect
Yep.
screaming for me, and I know that I will get shot in the head if I go help her. I
Mm-hmm.
know
That's
it.
what
And I know
that
she's gonna die right after me. So now I have to let her live and have to let me live, and I have to
yep.
keep this process.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always tell my
Yep.
baby, I know that I can't really speak for that because I don't know, we're not there, but I tell them that if in a different lifestyle we end up in that position and our souls have met at this point, let us both die. Come running after me. Let us both die.
That's the thing too. That's the
Let us
example
both
I
die.
have.
Keep running after me because I want to find you in another lifetime. I'm not. I don't want. I'm not gonna sit back and allow this. I feel like even emotionally,
And
we as
that's
a people
what
sit back and allow it.
that's what's happening when the government is getting when we let the government get in the way of our family system. That is what happens. You are basically ripping my family apart, ripping me away from my family, telling my family, hey, we run your family. We can split this up any given time we want to because you like this money that we're giving you. You like this Section 8 that we're giving you. You like the EBT. You like the financial assistance. Like, we're doing this. In this case, we're the men of your households. Until us as men step up and tell their ass, nah, we good. We don't need that. We don't want your Section 8. We don't want your I mean, who turns down free money? But if free money comes with a dick up your ass, I'm cool.
If it comes with a noose, we turning it down.
Yeah. So this is the way of the world now, like where you have to be dependent. You can't give the government no inkling of your life because once you do, you are signing over your life, basically, like motherfucker, we own you. You couldn't do this without us, et cetera, et cetera. And this is where a lot of families struggle because it's like once you get demand, that woman is never gonna look at you the same. She's never gonna look at you and feel protected. She's never gonna look at you and say, "Yeah, this is the man. He has my back," et cetera, et cetera. So as a man, you have to step up no matter what the odds are, because for my family, for my kids, for my lady, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I have to make it home, to do whatever I have to do for them. And if it comes with my life, it comes with my life. That's the price I signed up for. But you know what I'm saying? I'd rather do that than sit here and let the motherfucking world bitch me like I ain't a man. And now she looking at me sideways like, nigga, you supposed to be protecting me. My kids looking at me like, damn, you my daddy. What's going on? You supposed to protect us. So that's the world we living in now, where it's kill or be killed, and it's fucked up, but that's what it is.
And the balance of that, as women, we have to prepare a man to walk into the world like that. And you got to be prepared. You have to have the knowledge to understand that it is by plan that they want you to discredit him and to make him feel weak and to make him feel low. And that's why you have to exalt him and elevate him at every given chance. You can't even playfully make a joke about my king in my face. Are you crazy? And you can't talk crazy about a black man in my face. And when a black man speaks, I do my diligence. I don't care if I'm in the middle of a sentence. If y'all have noticed, if any one of you kings started speaking, I close my mouth. I hear from the head. I have to hear from the head as a woman because the head can't move without the neck. And as the neck, I need you to hear from me as well. So the way that I exalt him, the way that I lift him up, it prepares him to go into this world and be able to say, nah, we don't need that from you. We don't want that from you. I'm going to take care of my family. And a lot of us, we are getting to this point where women, we are acting out of this lack of knowledge, and we're acting out of this fear, and we're beating our men down out of our own fear because we don't know what's going to happen. But it's just like, if you believe in the right one, sis, I promise you, it's different.
I like the way you said that too, because that's the caveat to it. Believe in the right one. Because my whole thing, the way I came up, hey, look, you supposed to be the man of the house. You get in there, you work, you bust your ass. A woman is there as a helpmeet to help you out to get past some of those things. And I felt like that's how everybody was until I moved to Atlanta. And one of the first things I noticed when I moved to Atlanta is that a lot of the dudes here move weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, they like to be dependent on the woman. They like to literally like live with the woman. Like, I had a guy that I was working with. He was like, yeah, man, I got to find another chick to crash with, man, And I'm like, you ain't got your own place? Like, for me, not having my own place was like, okay, that's weird. But they was like, yeah, I just, find a little chick to mess with for a little while. And, she spoiled me, all I got to do is lay pipe and I'm good. And I was like, that's the wrong one for, and a lot of women, when they start talking about men online, that's the ones they're talking about. And I didn't believe that existed until I got here. And I started looking around and I was like, oh, okay. So you have to be sure that you're finding somebody who's an actual man about their shit, about their business, trying to make sure, make shit happen.
Because baby, these homosexuals be out here giving you everything.
Homo. Look, I've heard
Homosexual will
give you everything. Yeah, they meet a woman like me and be disappointed though, baby, because good dick ain't never been enough to keep me stupid. I can promise you, I can go get some more by the end of the week. You get out my face, sir. No, well, my friends be telling me that. I'm like, you let him live with you. First of all, you can't come and you can't see me, meet me, and spend any nights in my house in the first 30 days that I know you. Why are you doing that? Why am I doing that? What are we doing? And that don't mean that we haven't had sex, because we probably have, but you got to get up and go home, wherever home may be for you, sir.
Yeah. Facts.
I feel like
Facts.
if I don't have my own crib, man. All bullshit aside, I shouldn't be dating if he's got a crib.
Right.
Exactly.
I shouldn't be dating you. I shouldn't be dating nobody if I don't at least have a place to lay my head that's my own. That means my priorities are backwards.
Yeah.
I'm worried more about getting my dick wet than I am of laying down comfortable where I have access and I can do what the fuck I want to. When you have your own shit, can't no woman kick you out. Can't no man kick you out. Right. You have your own. Like, we arguing, we ain't getting along, cool. I'll see you later. I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. So I think that's the beauty of having your own shit. But you have people out here who rather have all the latest Jordans, all the brand new iPhones and shit, but they still living with their mama. How?
Right.
How? Hell no.
On your grind, you can still have sex and just not commit to people. Stop trying to get into these adult committed relationships and you're not an adult. That's not fair for the person that's trying to be an adult. That's just not fair.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's not fair at all, man. Yeah, especially as a grown man, for me, I gotta have my own place. You know, gotta be comfortable in my own spot and everything. Like, bro, I ain't trying to have nobody sneaking up. Exactly, bro.
I was amazed. My girl told me that. My girl was like, "Bro, you got your own place. That is rare." I'm like, "What? Wait a minute. I'm 44 years old. What the hell you talking about is rare? You 40 something. What you talking about is rare?" She's like, "You would not believe." Because she's in a adult sorority, and she was a non-collegiate sorority, and she was like, all the women in sorority that I talk to, they're like, they going through the same thing. And I'm like, y'all talking about a bunch of 30, 40-year-old men that they dealing with that don't got their own place to stay, or they got a roommate, or they, you know what I'm saying? And it's like,
my thing is,
that's crazy.
Because you decide that you're not home enough that need to have to deal with the whole place. You got to have a place that's your own. If you got a more than likely you and your splitting some bills, what have you. Even that is much better than having a room somewhere that you could come in and have all your shit outside.
Yeah,
them hotel fees get expensive when you always got to take a chick. You could be
about that.
You could be saving your money up and paying rent or something, and have them come as long as they want, as long as you want. But I'm speaking off experience. I'm hotels $50 every other day or every day. That shit expensive. That shit comes out.
And that's the one you like more than the $50 room because you like her, so you got to spend a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You guys got great points. I'm loving this, man. We're gonna move on to our last topic of the evening, you guys. I'm gonna play another clip and we're gonna get into the final topic.
Compatibility, and I think that's something that a lot of people actually don't even think about in general. So I actually know a few people who actually don't even like sex at all. Like it's a chore. As soon as they learned about sex, it was a chore. That's not something they get pleasure from at all. And to me, that blew my mind. Like, I was like, girl, what? Like, huh? It don't make sense to me because I come from a very sexual family. I have a very high sex drive. So sex has always been important to me in general. So I've always been aware of that. And then when you look at media, social media now, music, art, we're surrounded by sex. Everything fucking derives from sex. Everything has a sexual innuendo at some point in time. Even fucking kid movies now be having like fucking sexual innuendo. First of all, I didn't know we were talking about kids this early, but goddamn, okay, I guess it's where it's at. So, I don't think there's a such thing as too much sex. I think it's too much sex if you're not sexually compatible with somebody. It's not enough sex if maybe you don't know what your sex drive is, or if the person you with doesn't, get you going. And I think to hear or to kind of like get this light shed on as older men get the more that men start to understand that sex isn't everything, and women are kind of on the opposite end of that. Like we're not grown up to idolize sex, but we're grown up knowing that sex is powerful because the world teaches us that. Our moms let us know, like, you basically, if you want, if you got a vagina and you look good. So it's kind of weird to hear that we're on opposite ends, because the older you get, women are already at that point where sex is nice, especially if you know what you're doing. Because a lot of men out here thinking they got it, and over here just fucking slapping goddamn hips, and that's about it.
Damn, not hips.
No, man be twerking too.
The chemistry's off, or if you've just been fucking the fuck your whole life, and now you get to a point where you're like, oh, it should be more than this, but you didn't build up anything in between. Like, you just got to a point and realized it. It's kind of, you know, then it's like, oh shit, there's too much sex, because you've never really, like, you can go from sex to making love to fucking to, like, there's so many fucking levels.
Yes. Talk about that shit right there.
You know, like, if you get to a point where it's too much and it don't do nothing to you, then I think you need to take a step back and like reevaluate what sex means to you. But again, I'm finding out people that sex don't mean shit. So that's like a whole revelation that I'm understanding. Like, some people really don't even need that shit. Like, you could touch their hand and they like, it's too much. Like, elbow me.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. It just depends. Sexual compatibility is a real thing, and I don't think we actually really take time to understand our own sex drive and where we actually stand and how important sex is. Because we get relationships and somebody really likes fucking, you really like fucking. Somebody don't like fucking, now you don't like fucking. Now you don't know why you miserable.
Now you stuck. Now you fucked up.
Right. You know, sex is complicated. The world make us think we need it, and nobody's ever. I don't think we sit down and really talk enough. Like, have really just frank conversations with each other about it, and without it being derogatory, without us getting really like nasty with it, but just really talk about sex and what that means and how it
hard.
Like,
that's why.
Right, like nobody can talk about
motherfuckers look good. Motherfuckers look good, and you turned on. They ain't trying to hear no logic.
Okay, from that video, man, I gotta ask you guys for our last topic though. What does sex means to you? I once again shout out to my girl Helen from the Honestly Helen podcast, who came on a recent episode of Beyond 1130, man. And that topic we were talking about, you know, too much sex and stuff like that. And some of the men who were on the show was like, man, you know, it really don't mean too much. So I gotta ask to you guys though, because then I was asking, you know, what's too much sex? But for you guys though, I gotta ask though, you know, if you guys want to answer that question also, what does sex mean to you?
Any man that
want to go first?
Any man that say sex don't mean none of them is fucking lying.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that shit is a lie. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest. I can't even tell you I love you and I'm in love with you if the sex is not where it is supposed to be. Like, one thing I believe in is sex is not better than love, but sex should definitely come before love. Like, before I can truly give myself to you and tell you that you are the one, that I like you, that I'm invested into this, the sex has to be at a point where I can see myself coming home to this every day and not cheating. I can see myself working this out. Sex is not the most important aspect of a relationship, but it's very important in a relationship. The physical has to be there. The affection has to be there. The attention has to be there. Like, sex is important to me. I mean, shit, hey, as a man, like I said, I got a lot of kids running around here. Sex was important. And I think the thing about it was I wanted more than sex, because yes, I was having sex. Yes, we were making babies. Was it good enough for me to sit here and say, yo, I want to be with you forever? It wasn't. It took me 4 baby mothers to realize that I want something more. I want something more than just sex. I want sex. Don't get me wrong. But I need to be able to have something more. It has to be more tangible than clapping cheeks, than getting head, than giving head. It has to be something more than that. Now, I still want all of that stuff, but I want the conversation. I want the support. I want the communication. I want the understanding. See, I was a professional side nigga. Mm-hmm. I used to tell myself that I was a I was a freelance dick slanger. My dick was not loyal. My dick was not loyal to no woman. So I'm fucking and then I'm going home. But then as you get older, you start to realize, damn, I want something to have my own. I want something that's mine. I don't want to keep messing with the other nigga girl. Like, that's thrilling at first, but now it's like, fucking is cool. So sex started meaning less to me the more accessible it got. So it started feeling like just a job. Like, I'm fucking, I'm a bust a nut, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go home. So I know some people out there like, man, sex ain't that important, I'd rather just get to know this person. Yeah, but do you really know that person if y'all ain't fucking? Because you can sit here and say, I'm gonna do the 90-day rule. We ain't gonna fuck. We gonna communicate, talk, do everything. We gonna do everything but fucking. 90 days pass, y'all decide to fuck, and the sex ain't where you thought it would be after 90 days of doing something.
I don't want to talk to you for that long if I don't know what your dick feel like. Because if you're horrible, I don't want to have these conversations. I don't waste my time talking to people who I don't want to have conversations with. And if you are horrible in bed, it is 1,000% chance that I don't have shit to talk to you about.
Facts. I done wasted all this time letting you know my favorite color, my favorite food, letting you into my life, and then we get in the bedroom and the shit ain't hitting on where it's hitting on. Now I'm mad and don't want to talk.
Dude, like, I feel the same. One of my things though, I do have this one thing. If I don't like you, I can't fuck you. Like, you ain't. It take more than you to just be bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it take more than you to just be bad. Like, I can see a bad bitch and be like, oh, yeah, you bad. You know what I'm saying? But if you got a stank ass personality, I can't fuck with you. That shit make you ugly as hell.
You heard.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna put you heard into that attitude going. See, that's my problem. That's why.
See, now I used to do that.
Because I'll tell y'all, I'm a dog. I'm grateful. I am so grateful that the Lord pulled me up out the streets and put me somewhere tucked away with a man who allowed me to be my free self. Because honestly, sex is everything to me. When I was young, sex was demonized at first. Like, Black women, sex is demonized to us. And so as I got older, I've always had a thirst for knowledge. I did a lot of reading, and I found out how important like the levels of orgasms were, and how important it is for me to see myself as a sexual being, as a woman, how important it was for me to have orgasms. I know women who are here losing hair over men who aren't making them orgasm. That blows my mind. But it's like, there are levels to that. Like, for me, I can't fuck a person who I don't like, because for me, sex is completely carnal. That's another reason why most men that I date, I don't have an issue with you physically cheating on me more than I would have an issue with you emotionally cheating on me. You spending time with somebody, you giving her your emotions, you got your dick sucked, that's one thing, but you want to know how her day was. Oh, nigga, please get out my face. Please get out my face, because I could be out here doing what I want to do. Because the thing is that you gonna have sex with somebody and she probably not gonna, and I know who I am and I know how I please people. So I know she's not better to you than I am. And I know you probably didn't even bust a nut. That's probably why you called me and admitted to me. Every man that's ever cheated on me has admitted to me that he cheated. And the reason that he admitted that he cheated is because he didn't come. And now you trying to call me because you want the job finished tonight. No, thank you. I appreciate it though. Now you got to sit and wait when I'm ready. One thing that I learned about being a woman and being a sexual being, a lot of women have sex with men already. My entire sexual experience, I've had sex when I was ready. I've had sex when I wanted to. So the sex was so much better, and it was such an enjoyable thing. And then like the young lady said, there's levels to it. So if I don't like you, we having some real quick sex. But if I really like you, sex with me is a spiritual experience. I'm finna whisper your biggest dreams in your ear. Once you tell me what you want to be, while you about to be preaching your, I'm talking to you about all the things I want to manifest in your life, because you're in a state of euphoria. So I'm pulling that down for you, King. I'm massaging you from the head to your toes. I'm different when I actually give a fuck about you, and I know that, which is the reason why I keep myself out of certain situations and conversations, because sex for me is level. If I don't like you like that, we're going to get a couple back shots. You going to come, I'm going to come, we're going to go on home. But if I like you, there's some levels to that.
Yeah. That's how I am too. Like, shit. Hell yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like, I got to that point now where, you know, like I said, I want that level. I want that level of that interaction between us on that emotional and spiritual level. Because if I'm just busting a nut at this point, it's just like, you know, like Juvie used to say, I beat my meat and catch my fucking nut, and then I can control how, you know what I'm saying, when I nut and who I nut to. So, you know, I'll even forego that. It's just like, oh, hey, you know what? If I like you, okay, we good. If I don't like you, then I don't know. Now, I used to be like, oh, you got a bad attitude. I like that because that's gonna make me fuck you hard and try to
See,
get
that's
that
what
shit
I
out.
said. I said it.
You know, but then that got to a point where I was like, you know what? Nah. As I got older, I just was like, nah, I don't even want to do that.
I realized that if you have sex, whether you a woman or a man, if you having sex with somebody that got some extreme demons, you get up out of that bed with some of them demons. If that girl got a bad attitude, you get out of bed a little antsy. If that man going through a whole lot and he lay up on top of you and he put that in you, you going through something. So I also feel that it's important to like have sex with people who you know what's going on in their life emotionally, because sometimes people can come with some really heavy stuff and energetically transfer that, and now you trying to figure out why your week this bad and you don't even like this person for real. And what I would say is, regardless of whether you are actively having sex with somebody, please have a healthy masturbation schedule. Like, you need to still have healthy masturbation practices. Everybody. In you, have a friend in you.
Facts.
Okay. Hey man, I like it. I dig it. Sex to me, man, is I feel like it's important, especially in a relationship, man. I gotta be, sexually attracted to you, that physical there. Obviously, yes, want more than, just sex, obviously communication. Let's talk, let's go places, we got a family now, it's more than, just sex there. But to me, very I'm a high sex drive type of guy. So, we gotta be getting it on, obviously. But other than that, like sex means, a lot to me. But for the other guys on the other show, I was like, okay, maybe they just saying this just to, just to be saying it though. But
And I think the same as other brother where you said is when it becomes so accessible and it doesn't feel special, it could feel like nothing. If you're having sex with people who are very empty, people who are coming to you looking for something and you are empty, you know what I mean? That's another reason why I had to be mindful of the way I have sex with people, because I know that I'm a garden. I'm going, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving you reverse cowgirl strokes while I'm rubbing the beds of your feet. So I know you it's something different over here. You know what I mean? It's different over here. I'm gonna rub you down from head to toe with coconut oil and probably burn some sage across your chest. It's different over here. So if that's the case, you can't be out here just giving to somebody who can't feed into you or who can't feed you. I'm vacant and you vacant. The sex is empty.
Right about that. So right about that. Look here, man. This was a dope episode of Beyond 1130, man. For real. I appreciate all you guys, Gator, Big Smash, and also Harley, for coming through here on the 1130 podcast. Beyond 1130. This was awesome. But before you guys go, man, let everybody know where they can follow you at. Any new projects, new episodes of the podcast, whatever you guys got going on, any shout outs, whatever you guys like to do. Whoever want to go first?
Don't let ladies go first.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it. So you guys can follow me on all social media platforms at Harley Hendrix 6 is how my name is spelled here, with the number 6 behind it. That's me everywhere. And then every Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, you can find me and my life partner on IG, Facebook, and TikTok for our podcast, The Session. And we really just have a nice little smoke session where we hang out, we talk, smoke a little weed, we have a little fun. I tell people all the time, it is not a relationship show. It is a show where you can feel comfortable to just feel free in a space, to have a village and have some people to just be human with. Other than that, I am a life coach and I do a lot of motivational content for men and women, but my target audience is the Black woman. So if you are a Black woman and you are looking for some daily motivation, you can follow here with Harley.
Dope. Big Smash.
Alwaysbetthehouse.com. I'm Big Smash. I'm host of betthehousepodcast.com. You can find us on all platforms. We are actually 6 episodes away from 300. So right now I'm just coasting and getting prepared for that. I got a bunch of things I'm doing in the works that's coming. I got my podcast debates coming back. I got my new reality-based show called Judge Smash coming. So I got a bunch of things I'm doing. I'm just grinding, just staying focused. And like I said earlier, the comeback is about to be very real because I've been stepping back, but now I'm in my mode again.
Okay. Congratulations on coming up on 300 episodes, man. Congratulations.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate that.
Gator. No problem.
Yeah, man. Definitely congratulations on 300, man. That's big, dude. That is big.
That's
Man,
amazing.
so we got Down 5 podcast is coming back. We don't have a date yet, but it's gonna be probably around Aprilish that we've been looking at. We've been kind of keeping our eyes on some stuff. Dope Discussions is coming back too. It's gonna be May 2nd on Dope Discussions is when we gonna make triumphant return. So I'm excited about that, man. You know, we've been getting all kind of people reaching out about both of those shows and been like, hey, bro, we gotta get y'all back. We gotta get y'all back.
I gotta come back on Dope Discussions.
Oh yeah, man. Look, we'll be glad to have you back, bro. I mean, it's gonna be nice, man. We try to get it back into the swing. We took our little hiatus. We getting back in it, and then Friday nights I got a new show that I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be hosting. So y'all stay tuned to that. That's gonna be probably around April as well. It might be actually end of March, but y'all keep an eye out on that. I'm gonna be putting that everywhere too. So man, I'm excited about this year coming up, and you know, it's got a whole lot of year left to go. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Because look, it's almost March right now. You know, it's moving kind of fast, but we're gonna get it done.
Somewhere to be, baby.
Right.
Yeah, I dig it. For real. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. And once again, Gator Live, my guy Big Smash, and also Harley. Excuse me. The links will be down below for everyone who's tuning in on YouTube. Once again, thank everyone for tuning in. And all my guests, make sure you subscribe, follow their content, and tell a friend about their podcast. Also, man, it's been a great one here at Beyond 1130. We're about to head on out of here. But before I go, don't forget to follow the podcast on all social media platforms. Follow me on TikTok at the 1130 Podcast, like the 1130 Podcast on Facebook. Follow the 1130 Podcast on Instagram at the 1130 Podcast underscore. And if you haven't done so this entire episode, make sure you hit that subscribe button, man, for real. I love it, man. This has been a great one. More content and more episodes of Beyond 1130 is still coming. And also a new episode of the 1130 Podcast Show each and every Wednesday. And also Fridays where I do my wrestle talk. So I can't wait to have Big Smash and also Gator back on so we can talk some wrestling up, man, in the near future. So that's going to be awesome. Also, yes. Also, Harley, I can't wait to have you back on. This was the first time. And actually, we talked a while ago and was supposed to have this episode. I was supposed to plan an episode to have you come on, but you know, things just landed up so well tonight, and I appreciate you. You're always welcome. Everyone here, always welcome. We about to head on out of here. For myself, Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, Gator, Harley, Big Smash. Stay safe. Give all the glory to God, man. Won't he do it? Yo, and we out, man.